Since the popularity of JJK manga and anime, Gojo has been put against several verses and characters, so how would he do against the beginning after the end? First I'm gonna go over like speed and attack potency for both sides, and then going to if certain abilities can make a difference and what are the win cons for each side. To start off with Gojo scaling, his best attack potency feats would be scaling above 15 fingers Sukuna's domain expansion, which should be around city level ranges, as well as his hollow purple in the battle against the strongest during Shinjuku, which should be anywhere from small city up to mountain level, depending on what method he used to get the area destroyed. As for his speed, best feat would be him scaling above the likes of Curse Naoya when blitzing Kama, which Giga gives as a statement which would be Mach 3, but if we don't take that, it'll still be anywhere around Mach 15 to Mach 35, so Hypersonic Plus to Hypersonic. We could go a step further and use 15 finger Sukuna Blitz in Shibuya, which would be Mach 126 or low massively hypersonic, even though I'm a bit iffy on this specific feat and I don't think it's that consistent. As for Tbate side, I'm really just gonna go over the fodder characters and why they alone have much higher scaling than anyone in JJK. Tess is stated to be able to destroy a mountain, so thanks to the stated size of Xares City, we can get values for the average mountain in Dikaten, which gives us around small country levels of power for a sorta casual Tess, who is only around silver core and weaker than pretty much every retainer, so she doesn't even make it to like top 100 in the verse, especially if you include like Asuras. As for speed, base 8-year-old Arthur has massively hypersonic plus perception in his fight against AA class adventurer, who should massively gap chapter 1 Ray, who can break the sound barrier with like sheer speed. And obviously base Arthur at the start of the academy is able to perception blitz the battle instructor, who should at least scale above 8-year-old base Arthur, meaning start of the academy arc, base Arthur is already massively hypersonic plus ranges. So this very fodder version of him already is far faster than anyone in JJK. Obviously, war arc characters are massively faster than anything I mentioned, but realistically it's not needed, as everyone should get the idea that Gojo cannot compare in physicals. Now for the hacks portion, as obviously people only put Gojo in versus battles because of his abilities. Gojo's main ability is the Limitless, which is split into the 4 parts and the main expansion. Neutral application of the Limitless curse technique, also called the Infinity by the fandom, is the form of spatial manipulation on the atomic level that divides space so attacks are not able to reach Gojo, or in other words, Gojo is able to convert space as an infinite series of fractions because of all objects that approach him to slow down and never reach him. Limitless do cool stuff like the power of attraction, and Limitless Red is a reverse curse technique that repels, and obviously Hollow technique purple combines blue and red to create virtual mass. As for his domain expansion Unlimited Void, it feeds you a lot of information to the point that a normal human, after being exposed to it for like 0.2 seconds, needed 2 months to be fine after it. Realistically, almost any relevant character in Tbate outscales Gojo also. I'm just gonna go quickly over what win cons each character or group of characters have. Easiest one to get out of his domain before barrier closes, which is a way Gojo cannot use Limitless for quite some time after using his domain expansion, meaning any character that outscales him would likely beat Gojo. Second way is for anyone that has Soulfire, so almost anyone in Alacria that is a retainer level or higher. Before explaining why exactly Soulfire gets through Infinity, I want to explain why Power Nullification would get through neutral application of the Limitless. We actually see this happen quite a lot in JJK, as Toji bypasses it with Inverted Spear of Heaven, Miguel with the Black Robe, and even the likes of Jogo and Hanami with Domain Amplification. As we know, Domain Amplification is a form of Power Nullification. And yes, I'm aware that Gojo can strengthen the neutral application of the Limitless to counter Domain Amplification, but that only happened because he was fighting characters massively weaker than himself, which is why he doesn't do it during his fight with Sukuna. Soulfire not only is a form of power nullification, but is also able to destroy both energy and matter, so Infinity would be useless against it. Third way is for any user of the sound magic, as we see with Gojo, that sound indeed gets through Infinity. Fourth way is for anyone that can use Static Void. The effect of Static Void that stops time doesn't matter much, but what matters is the space-time manipulation and able to separate himself from time and space, meaning either way they would get through Infinity. Fifth way is anyone with spatial manipulation, so any Asura with like Spatium, which includes Arthur and his God Strikes, which is basically instant teleportation of any of his attacks into the opponent. Sixth way is for anyone that can use Destruction, which has layers of power nullification and existence erasure, like Regis or probably most users of Vivum. Seventh way is for Cecilia, if we equalize mana and curse energy, which is very similar, in which case Cecilia, who has absolute control over mana, would be able to do it. Eighth way is not 100% sure, but I think there are implications that the main character like Mordain can do it in a form by either forcefully taking control over mana, or it's like just power nullification, in which either way would get through Infinity. And the ninth and final way I could think about it is with just simple power nullification. To do that a lot of higher power as Casey does it to Arthur. So realistically anyone that outscales Gojo by a significant amount should be able to do it. As anyone can see, not only does Gojo get outscaled, but even most massively low-bolt and downplayed versions of the verse, but also his Infinity doesn't really matter, much like almost any relevant character in the war arc kinda has a way around it. If anyone still doesn't understand anything or disagrees with anything, I'm happy to explain it, so just join the server, link would be in the description, and have a good day.